So Preston and Shannon, thank you for sitting down. So we're here in Welch, West Virginia. You all are not from here, but you have put down some pretty deep roots here. Tell us, how did you get from Mississippi to here?
Well, I always felt back home in Mississippi, we felt like we were not where we were supposed to be. And we prayed actually for several years for God to reveal that to us, to what we were supposed to do. And to make a long story short, we got a prophetic word from God from a church planter at a church one day. And after we had prayed specifically for him to give us some sort of guidance, and it happened. And we ended up here in McDowell County. We sold our house back home in Mississippi, moved here, bought a home, put our children in the school districts. Shannon went to work for the school district. I went to work in recovery ministry. So we kind of implanted ourselves into the community.
Tell me a little bit about Welch and McDowell County and what are maybe some of the challenges and what goes on here.
Addiction is kind of the leading cause of a lot of our problems in the community, I would say. Grandparents raising grandchildren, abuse and neglect. There's a lot of that within our community. So we said, okay, well, where we're going, we want somewhere where we can serve and we see the need the most. And so the school system was one of those. Welch and the surrounding area kind of seemed like where we should go because it had the highest need, I think, to us at the time.
How about like economically opportunities? Like, what is that like both for kids and adults?
There really aren't a lot of opportunities for kids and adults. Jobs are really difficult to find. Educationally, we are one of the lowest if not the lowest in the United States. We have not just situational poverty, but generational poverty. And with generational poverty comes all the other things that happen with families, right? So they grow up in poverty, and then that just kind of rolls downhill to their education, to their financial situations, long and short term, their marriages, their relationships. When we talk about youth, right? If you have youth that grow up in generational poverty, those kids grow up not understanding or being taught what a work ethic is. So what are you going to do when you grow up? Well, I'm going to get a check like my grandparents. So they don't see education as important. They don't see a job long-term as important, or a career. Yeah. So our youth are really falling behind further and further and further because they grew up in this generational poverty that really affects every aspect of their life.
So we're sitting here in this building, which you guys have affectionately nicknamed the Castle. Mm-hmm. And so tell us, how did you all come to basically acquire this building?
So the ministry that was here was closing, and they actually gave the building to another ministry in our area. And those people had it for a very short period of time and realized they could not use it because they work out of the county. So they approached us and said, hey, we know that you guys are doing really good things here. We're going to deed this over to you for your ministry. We know you're working with kids, and that's what we had hoped to see with it. You know, this is your space. The Lord said, this is yours. And we're like, okay, this is our space.
What are you all using the building for now? And then what are some things that you hope to see in the future?
So our main focus here right now is Young Life Wildlife. That was my hope for getting the building in the first place. So that was our first thing, is this is a safe space for kids.
To reach them with the gospel, and to reach them with love, and reach them with adults that care about them, and they want them to do well and want them to do good, and giving them a safe spot, like Shannon was saying. Just more than anything, just show them love, meet them right where they're at, share the gospel with them in a way that they can understand it. And that's our main focus.
What are some of the challenges that you guys are facing as far as financial or building stuff or people resources? Like, give me kind of a picture of what some of your needs are.
So to heat this building costs roughly $1,000 to $1,200 a month during the wintertime. And that's not counting the power and the water and the lights. So that in itself is a huge, just to see that and say, okay, how is that going to work? How are we going to pay that? Our hope and goal is that we, however means it is, can put money together to where we can keep this building open 24/7. We need it to be a space where people can come no matter their circumstances whenever they need to.
So, but one of the things we do at Riverridge Church is we have something which we call the Dollar Club. Okay. And so what that means is once a month, we ask everybody to give an extra $1. Some people give more. And then we want to be a blessing to people in the community and in the state. And so I brought a check with me today to help you.
I didn't know that either.
And so,
Tell us that.
so this is a check for you all for the ministry for $4,987.
Are you serious? Like, y'all did not do this. I'm sorry.
That's gonna keep our heat on for the winter.
Yes. I'm sorry.
That will keep our heat on for the winter. Absolutely.
And I don't even know like who all to say thank you to, but I hope they understand the impact that this makes, that this keeps us here 6 more months. Does that make sense? That this keeps the building open for opportunity for the Lord to use this space in ways that we know He's going to, but we don't know what it looks like. I know that God has a reason and that He kept this space here. And this is, it's not just money. This is confirmation even more.